For the past 2.5 months, I've been waking up at 2:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday. I would call myself a moderately disciplined guy. You know, if you look at my Instagram in the past, I was traveling around. I was not in great shape. I was not killing it. I was up decently early, just kind of working on things, but I would always fall off the wagon and fall off of my discipline. I would like to say that what I'm about to tell you is not a strength of discipline or any crazy sort of fucking willpower that I'm doing here that you're not able to do. I was waking up at about 4:30. After a while, I really got things back together. I think this is before the big discovery happened, right? Where we discovered this big network marketing, AI, direct sales, Copilot idea for Genius. And then one day, the time switched. So like the time changed, and all of a sudden, once you wake up, no matter what time it is, automatically, you'll just start automatically waking up. I woke up at about 3:30 automatically because the time changed. I usually wake up at 4:30, it's the same time. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sleep in for an hour. This is nice, you know, like everybody else. And the next day I was like, why am I sleeping in? You know, what's going on here? Like, I don't like the idea of sleeping in. This is kind of weird. It's like, fuck it, I'm gonna start waking up at 3:30 now. So I started hitting the 3:30 thing, but then I met my trainer. For the past, I went to go see Garrett White compete in a bodybuilding competition. And I've always liked bodybuilding because anyone who goes to the gym is actually bodybuilding. You're working on building a body. If you're actually eating food thoughtfully, like nutritious food, then you're also bodybuilding because you're trying to eat the right stuff. So the idea of bodybuilding on stage is really get in the best shape as you can and just show us what you fucking did after a while, right? So I kind of like that idea because it's really like, it really creates accountability. So I went to go see Garrett. He was like, did a bodybuilding show. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna compete in this bodybuilding show. And he had a trainer that helped him get ready. So I went to go work out with him at 5 in the morning. And all of a sudden I had this world-class trainer at 5 in the morning. And all of a sudden he gave me his nutritionist. And I had this world-class nutritionist. And all of a sudden decided I was gonna compete in a bodybuilding show. And I was like, holy fuck, I'm gonna do this. And all of a sudden, all of my decisions just became, I'm gonna compete for this bodybuilding show. That was it. Everything just like aligned. I'm gonna give my nutrients to the chef, and my chef is gonna make perfect meals, so I don't have to think about it. I just come home and there's done for me meals ready to go that are perfect macros that'll get me shredded. I'm gonna wake up Monday to Friday, I'm gonna work out with this guy, and everything's gonna be top shelf. Everything is gonna be straight to the 9 as hard as it could possibly be. Oh, this guy wants to get in this little cage. You wanna go in here? Everything's gonna be going as hard as it possibly could be. Oh, he likes hanging out in there. So, as soon as we did that, then the opportunity appeared, right? The opportunity to work with this MLM, multi-level marketing network company appeared. And I decided it's game time. It's time to work harder than we ever worked in our whole life. And when that happens, right, when you have a lot of clarity, morning routines are really important. But when you have a lot of clarity on what you need to do, then the most important thing you should be doing every single morning is putting in 2 hours of deep, heavy work on your goals before you do jack fuck all shit, right? You must do 2 hours, especially when the biggest opportunity comes into play and it's time for you to act and start moving. So I was waking up at 3:30. I had to work out at 5. And I had calls, I had like one of my guys from the UK that was always up at this time. So I decided, you know what? I need to have 2 hours of deep work. What time do you wake up if you need to work for 2 hours before 5 in the morning? 2:30 was the answer. So we decided to pull the alarm clock back 1 more hour and start on doing the 2:30 train. Now, it's not about doing 2:30, but what it is about is getting 2 hours of deep work, no matter what. And it's been like that, and I have not freaking missed. And the reason I haven't missed is just because there's been something so exciting that's going on. And for the bodybuilding show, it was like, my goal is not to win the bodybuilding show. My goal is to just do it perfectly, right? Just hit it perfectly. And as soon as I decided I was gonna do that, all of a sudden, it's like I didn't even need to be disciplined anymore. I just decided I'm waking up at this time and I'm going to eat, and that was it. Suddenly, a mildly disciplined guy was able to start pulling in no misses. It's been over 2.5 months, and I have not missed a single wake up. I have not missed a single macro. Just to give you an idea, I said no to communion at church because I already ate macros. I ate lemon water on Thanksgiving. I ate lemon water on Christmas. I made a little girl cry because I turned down her birthday cakes, and I turned down Kit Kats on Halloween. Like, I fucking just I ate perfect macros. That's it. End of story. Nothing else. And something happens when you start to align something like that, which is very also universal, a universal principle I just want to mention really quick. Wes Watson also has a quote that says, your work instills your worth, which means how much work you put in on yourself is where your self-worth likes to come from. And a lot of what you get from the universe is what you believe you're worth at the end of the day. And if anyone ever struggles with self-worth, it's simply because you haven't taken the actions that really make you feel like you've earned this level of results in your life. I'm not worthy, you haven't taken the actions. That is what's been going on. So let me tell you what, ever since this stuff started to align, my unconscious, by the way, your unconscious is always watching what you're doing. It's always got an eye on whether you did what you said you were gonna do or you didn't do what you said you were gonna do. And as soon as it sees you start to do the things you're looking to do, you will start to feel a new level of self-worth, which is a frequency that begins to radiate out of you. And it is like a song that you begin saying to the universe that begins to attract dope things to you. So right now, I can tell you what, I feel like I'm worthy of absolutely everything that is in the universe at all. Like unlimited money, unlimited abundance, unlimited love, unlimited health, just like the maximum that the universe has to offer. I'm running at a state that leaves me open to it. And a lot of epic freaking blessings are happening. And I like to say because of the worthiness, the belief, the manifesting, there's a lot of things that are aligning to make this all happen. When the thing comes, just you gotta pull it up, right? 2 hours of deep work. I can't tell you how many bad days I had, right? Where I just maybe got stuck in a YouTube rabbit hole at like 11, and then my rest of the day was fucked, and I was frustrated, and I felt like I was letting down the opportunity that God had given me in front of me. And then the next morning I wake up, 2:30, and I just work for 2 hours, right? I just turn the needle, right? Tony Robbins says happiness is progress, and when you're able to make serious progress, you're able to have these breakthroughs kind of happen. So 2:30, don't be scared. What time do I go to bed? 6:30 now. If I fuck it up and go to sleep at 8, I'm fucked, right? It really doesn't work out that well. So thankfully, it is not very hard to fall asleep at 6:30 when you wake up at 2:30, right? You fall asleep at the right time because you tend to get pretty tired. You just gotta say no to those things. And you know, at the beginning, I had a lot of doubts that maybe I was going too hard, you know what I mean? Because I was going really, really hard. I was working 15-hour days. And the reason why I'm saying is because we're about to launch this tool and we did a lot of hard work to create the product that in order to make the deadline. But I thought, man, maybe I'm going too hard. Maybe I'm going too intense with this thing. Maybe I need to like slow down and chill out with this. And then I would show up to a fucking call and I made it right on time. The place where our software was exactly where I needed to be. If I went 1 day slower, I would have missed the fucking goal. You know what I mean? If I went 1 mile an hour slower, I would have missed the opportunity. It turns out what the universe needed from me was maximum effort. And because I had put in maximum effort, I was able to pass go and collect $200 and make it through, right? You know what I mean? Imagine when you're in a race and you show up and you made it at the last second. That's what started to happen to me. So then I was like, fuck no. Me going full tilt, full speed, hardcore, completely obsessive was actually the exact speed. That was actually the minimum amount that I could do to make it work. Anything less would have been death. Would not have happened. Things would have slipped, things would have fell, belief would have been lost, but the fact that we've been going batshit hardcore and my team has been coming off, everyone has been doing this. By the way, I think one of the reasons my team is thriving outside of them just being thriving beasts anyway. I'm so blessed by my team. They're incredible. But the fact that I'm able to be a leader and shock them with like how much I move every morning and being that leader who's doing the hard work, like they're showing up in a similar vibe as I am. So if you ever want to inspire people or be a solid leader, you got to do these things in general. That is pretty dope. On top of that, I mean, the more benefits of waking up at 2:30 is like people listen to you also, right? Nothing gets attention as like, yo, wake up at 2:30. That is a weird fucking thing to say, and you don't hear that a lot. Like 5:30 is early, 4:30 is early, and I'm not trying to hate on you if you sleep in or sleep in later. It's not about that, but the amount of shock value that comes out of waking up this early has been very impactful for the people around me, and I would just like to note for future that it was 15, 16-hour days going from 2:30 to 5:30 at night to falling asleep and waking up and do it all over again for like just over 2 months. And that's what it took to get the software to the point where we'll be able to launch today. So if you have something, I want you to really don't be held back by the people who tell you need to go slower and tell you need to slow down, because like a cocoon, you are gonna disappear. When you're a caterpillar, you cocoon up, you disappear, you come out a butterfly, and life's never the same again. And for everyone else, it's the same fucking shit. They were all caterpillars before, but you've completely transformed and level up. Bam, that's the topic for there. 2:30, let's see you do it.